Hey, I'm 32 now, but 3 years ago, I was drowning. If you've ever hit rock bottom and made a choice that haunts you, stick around. This is my story. How desperation led me to a mansion, a deal I never imagined, and the money that saved me but scarred me. Hit subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive in. I grew up in a small Ohio town, cornfields out the back door, parents who worked double shifts at the factory. College was community classes, then nursing school dropout when mom got sick. By 29, I was back home caregiving for her until the end. Dad followed 6 months later, heart attack in the cereal aisle. Bills piled up faster than sympathy casseroles. I sold the house, paid debts, moved to Charlotte with 2 suitcases and $312 in my checking. Jobs were ghosts. Waitressing gigs wanted lights and weekends. I needed days to interview. Retail laughed at my gap year. Unemployment ran out. My studio apartment smelled like old pizza and panic. Eviction notice taped to the door. 30 days, that's when I saw the ad on Craigslist. Live-in companion for elderly gentlemen. $1,200 a week, room and board. No medical required, just kind heart and patience. I stared at the screen until my eyes burned. Called at 8:03 a.m. A crisp voice answered, Mr. Harrington's residence. Interview Thursday 10:00 a.m. Bring ID. Thursday, I wore my only blazer, hair in a low bun, resume printed at the library. The address led to Mayor's Park, mansions behind wrought iron gates, lawns like golf courses. The house was brick, 3 stories, columns thick as redwoods. A butler, actual butler, opened the door. Miss Clark, this way. Mr. Harrington sat in the library that smelled of leather and lemon polish. 85 frail oxygen tubes in his nose, but eyes sharp as winter air. We talked 40 minutes. He asked about Mom's favorite book, To Kill a Mockingbird. I teared up. He nodded, offered the job on the spot. Start Monday. First week. I learned the routine. Wake him at 7. Oatmeal with blueberries. Pills in a crystal dish. Dust shelves that held first editions. Lunch at noon. Soup, sandwich, exactly 2 crackers. Nap at 2. Walk the garden at 4. His arm linked through mine, cane tapping brick paths. Dinner at 6. Then Jeopardy on the big screen. Bed by 9:00. The house had 12 bedrooms, a wine cellar, a ballroom no one used. Staff came daily. Cook, gardener, nurse for vitals. My room was on the 2nd floor, window overlooking the pool. Salary hit my account every Friday. I paid rent on the studio I'd already vacated. Bought groceries without coupons. Slept without sirens. 6 months flew. Mr. Harrington's mind stayed keen. Body failed daily. He started skipping garden walks. I read more Dickens than romance novels he requested with a sly smile. One Tuesday, he wheeled himself to the sunroom. Classical music low. Emily, he said, you're a godsend, but I have a proposition. My stomach tightened, sir. He adjusted his glasses. I miss beauty, youth, the dance of it. Once a week in the evenings, play music, move for me. Remove your clothes slowly. Touched your arms, your neck, your hair like a performance. Nothing more. I watch you leave richer. The room spun. I gripped the chair. Mr. Harrington, he said, think on it. No pressure, but the money is real. I fled to my room, locked the door, stared at the ceiling. Double was $2, $400 a week. Triple $3,600. In a year, I'd have a down payment on a condo. 2 years paid off. I thought of eviction notices, of Mom's medical bills, of the way Hope felt when the bank account hit 0. Friday, I knocked on his study. I'll do it. His smile was gentle. Thank you, dear. First performance was scheduled for Saturday, 8:00 p.m. I spent the day shaking. Cook noticed, asked if I was sick. I blamed allergies. At 7, I showered, shaved legs I hadn't touched in months, lotioned skin until it gleamed. Chose a simple black dress, knee-length, sleeves to elbow, zipper down the back, hair loose, soft waves, minimal makeup, heels I could kick off. The ballroom was lit by one chandelier dimmed low, velvet drapes drawn. A single armchair faced a Persian rug. Record player, actual vinyl, waited on a side table. Mr. Harrington sat wrapped in a cashmere blanket, oxygen humming. "Whenever you're ready," he said. I pressed play. Tchaikovsky, Swan Lake. Slow, graceful. I stood center rug, heart hammering, closed my eyes, breathed. Started with shoulders, rolled them back. Let the music settle in my hips. Arms lifted overhead. Wrists circling like a ballerina. Fingers trailed down my neck, over collarbones, pausing at the dress's neckline. I turned back to him, found the zipper, pulled it inch by inch, fabric parting like curtains. Dress slid to my waist, caught on hips. I swayed, let it pool at my feet, stepped out in slip, silk, pale peach, modest. Music swelled. I faced him again, hands gliding over arms, tracing biceps, forearms, palms, lifted hair off my neck. Let it fall, fingers skimmed, jaw, throat, the hollow above my heart. Every motion deliberate, unhurried. I imagined I was alone, dancing for mirrors. Slip next. Straps eased off shoulders, fabric whispering down, bra and underwear matched. Simple. Cotton, nothing flashy. I kept them on. Kilt, palms on thighs, arched back slow. Rose again, turned, arms weaving patterns in the air. Touched my waist, hips, the curve where leg meets torso. Hair swung with each pivot. 10 minutes felt like hours. When the record ended, silence rushed in. Mr. Harrington clapped once, soft, beautiful, he whispered. I dressed behind a screen, hands trembling. He slid an envelope across the table. $3,600 cash. Same time next week. I nodded, walked to my room on autopilot, locked the door, counted bills under the lamp. Cry laughed into my pillow. Routine set in, Saturdays only. I bought a playlist. Classical, jazz, slow R&B. Learned to move like water. Dress changed weekly. Sometimes a skirt that twirled. Sometimes pants that slid off easy. Always modest underneath. He never asked for more. Money stacked. I opened a savings account. Labeled it Future. Paid off credit cards. Bought a used Honda. Reliable. No payments. The staff whispered. Nurse raised eyebrows, but said nothing. Cook slipped me extra desserts. I smiled, kept dancing. One night he requested moonlight. We moved to the garden patio. Fairy lights strung in trees. Cricket accompanied violin. I danced barefoot on cool stone, dress silver, hair loose. He watched from his wheelchair, eyes misty. You remind me of my wife, he said. She danced like that. I swallowed hard. Thank you. Year 2, the dances evolved. I added props, scarves that floated, a fan that snapped open. Learned to use shadows, the way light carved my silhouette on the wall. Mr. Harrington's health declined. Oxygen louder, hands shakier. But Saturdays he rallied, dressed in suits, hair combed. I bought my condo, 2 bedrooms, balcony overlooking a park. Closed on a Friday, danced the next night in celebration, wore white, moved like I was floating. He gave me a bonus, $10, €0 for your new home. Guilt crept in. I'd catch my reflection mid-twirl. Wonder who that woman was. Told myself it was art performance. Nothing crude. He never leered, never touched, just watched. Sometimes dozed, always paid. His grandson visited once. Harvard Law. Suspicious eyes. What exactly do you do here? I mumbled about reading meals. He didn't buy it. Next week, Mr. Harrington added a clause. Performances paused if family present. I exhaled relief. Winter brought pneumonia. He was hospitalized 3 weeks. I visited daily, read get-well cards, held his hand. Doctor said time was short. When he came home frail in the wheelchair, he asked for one last dance. I chose his wedding song, Ella Fitzgerald. Slow and smoky. Wore the first black dress. Moved gentle. No flourishes. Knelt at his feet when it ended. Head on his knee, he stroked my hair. You saved me, Emily, from loneliness. 2 days later, he passed in his sleep. Funeral was massive. Politicians, CEO, a string quartet, will reading, staff bonuses, charities, and to me, my companion, Emily Clark, $500,000, and the pearl necklace my wife wore. On our wedding day, grandson's jaw dropped. Lawyer handed me the check. I cried in the bathroom, pearls cold against my throat. Estate settled fast. I quit the day after the funeral, packed my room, left a note. Thank you for trusting me. Drove my Honda to the condo, boxes in the back seat. Unloaded alone, arranged furniture, hung curtains. First night I walked naked through the rooms. Mine paid for. No audience, tried dating. Nice guy from the gym asked about my job history. Caregiver, I said. He nodded. Never knew the half. Nights were hardest. I'd wake at 3:00 a.m. Music in my head, body wanting to move, stand in the dark living room, sway in pajamas, then stop. Ashamed, exhilarated, lost. Therapy helped. Found a counselor who didn't judge. You survived, she said. That's strength. I repeated it like a mantra. Volunteered at the senior center, read to widows, served soup. One lady gripped my hand. You have kind eyes. I almost broke. Money bought freedom. Continued education. Nursing license renewed. Got a job at the Children's Hospital. Pediatric wing. Kids called me MSM. Drew me pictures. Still kept the pearls in a velvet box. Wore them once to a gala fundraiser. Felt his gaze in the mirror. Approving. Took them off after. Friends asked how I afforded the condo so young. Inheritance. I lied. Hated the taste but swallowed it. Dreams came in waves, chandelier light, silk slipping, his clap echoing. Woke gasping, then remembered I chose it. I stopped it. I'm safe. 3 years post-mansion. Life looks normal. I'm 32, promoted to charge nurse. Condo mortgage half paid. Honda upgraded to a hybrid SUV. Vacation to Nashville. Hiked alone. Screamed into waterfalls. Dating again. Slowly met a teacher, Mark, at the library book sale. Told him the truth. Date 3, tears and all. He listened, held my hand. You did what you had to. I see you now. We're taking it day by day. Still dance sometimes in my living room. Blinds closed, jazz low. No audience but me. I move for joy, not money. Arms overhead, hips swaying, hair brushing my back. When the song ends, I bow to the couch, laugh at myself. The memory lives in a locked corner of my mind. I don't open it often. When I do, I see a desperate girl in a mansion ballroom choosing survival over shame. I don't hate her. I thank her. To anyone scraping bottom, your choices don't define you forever. They shape you, yes, but you get to decide what comes next. If this hit home, comment below. What's the hardest thing you've done to survive? And if you want more raw stories, subscribe. I'm just getting started.